Hey guys, welcome to today's video where I take you along our journey from Rome to Florence, Italy and show you what we did there for a couple of days, including a trip to Bologna. First, let me show you the amazing train station in Rome and the stresses that come with it. There are so many amazing food options, from sandwiches, one of them being the best sandwiches I've ever had in my life, and I'll get to that a little bit later, but also desserts like pastries and gelato, as well as ramen and more at Wagamama. You'll find many in the first floor of the train station, but there are also many more food options, such as the best sandwiches ever and Wagamama on the top floor where they have a food court. You'll also find plenty of shops, such as bookstores and Uniqlo, where I went a little crazy. Now let's talk about the stress that comes with taking a train in Italy. As you can see, everyone is standing around near the boards because you don't find out your train's platform until it's arriving, because they sometimes move things around due to delays. So you have to pay attention to when it comes up on the board and quickly make your way to the platform, as you only have a couple of minutes to get on before it departs. So whenever you're lugging around big suitcases like us, and if you get a platform that is kind of far, it's definitely stressful, but as long as you go with this in mind, you'll be fine. The trip was about an hour and a half, and we had assigned seats since we booked business class, which included overhead storage for suitcases. It's just that we had way too many to fit on the top, power plugs, and free Wi-Fi, and it was insanely foggy that day, so we had an obstructed view at times, but it was still beautiful to see. We also got a cute box with snacks for the trip and drinks, which were pretty yummy and also included with the business seats. But what really stole the show were the sandwiches from All'Antico Vinaio, I hope that's how you say it, from the Rome train station. Guys, I'm not a big sandwich person, but these were the best sandwiches I've ever had in my life. And also please look at how huge the sandwiches were. And yet, no crumbs were left. Once we arrived at Florence, we checked in at the Grand Hotel Minerva, just a 5-minute walk from the Florence train station, and a beautiful hotel, so make sure to stick around for the next video, which will be a hotel and room tour. And after checking in, we saw that they had a holiday outdoor market in the piazza right in front of the hotel and the Basilica di Santa Maria Novella, so we walked around feeling like we were in the middle of a Hallmark Christmas movie, since it was still the holiday season here. We then walked a little further, not too far, to the Piazza di San Giovani, where you'll find different shops, and the Cattedrale di Santa Maria del Fiore, a medieval cathedral that I loved because it looked like a black and white drawing come to life, but it was only open on certain hours and dates, and you had to buy your tickets in advance, so we never got to go inside. Afterwards, we kept walking and stopped by Piazza della Repubblica, where the holiday spirit and shopping was very present. On our way back, we went down a street that had a lot of local shops, and out of pure luck, we stumbled into Nino and Friends, where we got to try some delicious desserts and candies that were the perfect souvenir to bring back to family. They had some samples available as soon as you came in, and oh my god, the pistachio biscotti was so good, and they also had like a limoncello candy that blew our minds and all our family members that tried them back home. We then had dinner at Osteria Vecchio Cancello, where my mom swears she saw one of the Paul brothers, but I was too entranced with the antipasto toscano, with the cheeses, cured meats, jam, and honey. And of course, being in Florence, I had to try out bistecca alla fiorentina, a steak dish that is one of the most famous in Tuscan cuisine, which was pretty yummy and melted in your mouth. For our second day in Florence, it was January 6th, Epiphany. For us in Puerto Rico and other countries, the main characters are the Three Kings, but in Italy, it is La Befana, a witch-like woman who refused the Three Kings' invitation to bring baby Jesus gifts due to being too busy with housework, but then regretted it when it was too late. So now she visits children to fill the stockings left hanging with sweets or cold. And there were different activities going on that day to celebrate La Befana, such as this car show right in front of Piazza, in front of where we were staying. And then also back at Piazza della Repubblica, they had an event where many Befanas made their way down the building. After all these Befana activities, we had lunch at Newbridge Pizza Club, which was delicious. I didn't partake, but they do have gluten and dairy-free options available, which is a plus for people like me, and I must say, the pizza and the service were great. We then walked a bit to Piazza della Signoria, where they were having another Befana activity and where you'll find certain copies of statues such as Michelangelo's David statue and various palazzos from the 14th century that now serve as political buildings like the Bureau of Agriculture and the Town Hall. Nearby you'll also find Ponte Vecchio, apparently the only bridge in Florence that was spared from destruction during World War II and now is filled with shops where you'll find beautiful gold jewelry and high-end shops such as Celine, Ferragamo, and more. You'll also find nearby La Strega Nocciola, and we had the hazelnut and pistachio gelato, 10 out of 10! Our second day in Florence was pretty chill, as you can see. We just walked around, ate and shopped while immersing in the holiday Befana activities. On our third day in Florence, we started with an early visit to Galleria dell'Accademia di Firenze, an art museum best known as the home of Michelangelo's sculpture David, but it also has other sculptures by Michelangelo, some of which were never completed, and that was really cool to see, as well as paintings from other Florentine artists, mostly with religious themes, and some sculptures made in plaster. They also had a cool area dedicated to antique musical instruments that once belonged to the Medici and Lorraine families, and the very interesting vertical piano. We then took a quick train ride to Bologna purely for the food, and it definitely did not disappoint in that aspect. We had lunch at La Biondina di Bologna by Birrina and ordered way too much food, but it was delicious. My favorite were the tortellini in brodo and the lasagna bolognese. Of course, we got some sightseeing in, including the University of Bologna, the oldest university in the world, and also got some insane amount of chocolate to go from Rogati Cioccolato before heading back to Florence. And that's it for today's video. Stick around for the next video, which is a hotel and room tour of the Grand Minerva Hotel in Florence. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!